Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is Wednesday, and of course, it's another season of the Wednesday Cup. Here at AK Racing, my co-commentator is frozen in time there next to me.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's like a ventriloquist. He can speak with his mouth closed and his biceps up in the air. A little bit of fluffing around before the race with a bit of technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. But I think we are finally on track, at least enough to get this show underway. My name is Chris Munro, ladies and gentlemen. Unless it's your first time, you would have seen us before. My co-commentator, his voice is here, but we can't see him, ladies and gentlemen. We might be able to pick him up here once he plugs his thing back in. It is Zach O'Reilly, but he is a ghost tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm here in spirit, just on the other side of the world somewhere, and I came up and then I disappeared again, so I'm not sure what's going on. But, great to be here, Chris. Welcome to all of our viewers, and ready for another iteration and season of Wednesday Cup. And by jingoes, are those Aussie racing cars looking spicy and tasty today, I'll tell you what. It's good to be here with you, Chris, in the commentary box once again after a little bit of annual leave.
Yeah, I think it's been 10 days since the last stream, so it's been an absolutely cracking little holiday here for us at Simsational, and I'm sure the viewers are the ones missing out on that. So welcome everyone in the chat. We've got Ronald Marshall, we've got BZ, we've got Specky, who's loving the beats. Well, they are from yours truly. Thank you very much. We've been getting in a bit of trouble for copyright stuff lately, even with our sort of deal with the local musos here in Brisbane. So the beats tonight will be supplied by myself and myself only, and they are certainly royalty free because I own them and I can do whatever the F I want to do with those. But this season is the Aussie racing cars, as you can see on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. They are 137 brake horsepower, 114 newton meters of torque as well in these tiny little frames, a single seater with only 615 kilos. That's including the driver, and I think a small driver as well. Some of these fat bastards tonight, they might be getting the cars up to about 650, but Zach O'Reilly's back. Oh, now he's gone again. And he was back and now he's gone. But ladies and gentlemen, Paul Buttigieg, welcome to you, mate, watching his son along in the stream tonight. What we're going to do is, because we're a little bit behind on time and Zach O'Reilly's camera's playing up, we're going to get into tonight's race. So here he is. He's back again. He's back.
Oh, geez. We'll get into it, Chris. Bugger it.
Yeah,
get into all the racing. Let's go racing, boys.
It's Barbagallo, ladies and gentlemen, over in Western Australia. 7 turns, 2.4 kilometres in length. Not too far at all, ladies and gents. And in these little cars, it's about a minute worth of racing. Turn 1 is a big, open, wide radius hairpin. Up through turns 2 and 3, flat to the floor. Turn 4 is tricky because it's off camber as well, and there's a number of ways you can take this corner, but I think just hugging the inside is the best in these little cars. Turn 5, flat out through the kink. Don't go too wide because you'll end up in the burnt grass out there in Western Australia. Down the hill to the fishbowl. This is a very tricky little braking zone as well. Many ways to skin this cat, and you'll see the best of the best just taking the best line through that and getting the best exit. How many times can I say best in one sentence? Jesus Christ. Over the crest, past the AK Racing signage there, up to the final turn. That is turn 7. Don't go too shallow because you'll hit that sausage on the inside. Don't go too wide because you'll hit the sausage on the outside. We're not here at Bunnings. There's sausages everywhere, but this is round 1, ladies and gentlemen, of the Wednesday Cup. Qualifying's only 8 minutes, so quick fire stuff. 15 minutes, as always, you know the rules. 16 minutes, top 10 reverse grid for race 2. Race 3 is 17 minutes, top 12 reverse grid. And the practice primo this week was Baby Fitness with the 103.1. But ladies and gentlemen, he's nowhere to be seen in the server tonight. I don't know where he is or if he's going to turn up, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I don't think he will. I think he's missed the memo. And in about 10 minutes' time, he'll rock up and go, what the hell's just going on? And look out, we've got the poor old goddamn qualifying over for Mr. Fitness. So anyway, it's going to be quick. And looking at those times there too on the screen, Matt Munro heading the field at the moment, Christopher. You're younger or older, I can't remember, and
He's
arguably quicker brother.
Oh, he's younger.
He's younger. Well, there you go. The younger's the brat. But Nick Mello really, really close, only a 10th in it. So we are going to have a absolute rip snorter of a battle here tonight, I reckon. On track and also in qualifying, these times are as close as you could ever see them, Christopher.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be an absolute cracking season here in these little race cars. Look how tiny they are on screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost comical. You could fit maybe 6 or 7 of these across the track, and I hope to God we see that at some point during this season. It's going to be spicy, ladies and gentlemen, and it is. Look at that. 103.3 is the top time, and they're in the 103s right up to 8th position there. So a second covering the top 12, in fact, and top 13 just a little bit out of that as well. So shaping up to be some absolutely cracking racing coming up.
Oh, yeah, I cannot wait, especially when you look at those times and the size of the cars in general. They are actually, I reckon, I don't even know how long they are. I think they're about 2.1 metres long. 600 kilos, as you said. Yeah. That's going to be tight. And when you see these things doing freight trains all the way down this back straightaway that we're looking at Matt Munro have a crack on, it's going to be an absolute suck fest. And as we said before, sausages everywhere too. So you got sausages and suckage tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here at Sensational TV at AK Racing. What a absolute ripper.
Both ends of the spectrum indeed, but we're going to see Matt go across the line here and go purple here, I think. He does just missed out there by about 400ths of a second. So he's cherry ripe for this event. Nick Mello, as always, the defending champion here in Wednesday Cup. Stream just chugging there a little bit, but it'll catch up. There we go. Fergus, he's back from overseas. He's off the boat finally, and he's made his way up into the top 5. That's fantastic from him. He would have only jumped into these things today, if anything. So good luck to him out there tonight. But I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Enough with the pre-game talk. It's time to get down to business, and we've got an 8-minute qualifying session coming up. In just a moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your snacks together. Get everything you need to keep yourself sustained throughout this stream, because it's going to be a good one. I'll tell you what, the stream freezing there is being a bit of a nuisance. So I'm going to go into the back end and have a look at what we can do about that. But until then, get yourselves sorted out. You can tell it's been 10 days since we've streamed again, because it's absolutely rubbish. Let's get going into qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Dead set in the fair income department. We are about 30 seconds away, ladies and gentlemen, from some qualifying. We've had it all happen to us tonight, so hopefully it's all going to go smoothly, Zach O'Reilly.
Jeez Louise, I tell you what, it doesn't matter if it does or doesn't. We are at a cracking event here tonight. Season opener here for season 14, I think, of the Wednesday Cup. And look out, Brussels sprout. I don't know what Matt Munro's doing. He was at the front of the grid and then he's teleported to pits and he's finding himself in a queue here, waiting for a good 4 seconds before qualifying starts. And the first person out of the blocks, as per goddamn normal, is the man Nick Mello. Out onto the field, that traditional Farmers Union iced coffee livery. It looks fantastic on these little Aussie racing cars, Christopher. And this is going to be as tight as a Greek's pocket, I reckon, in the timing tower department tonight, here for qualifying for the 15-minute coming our way, race 1.
Yeah, absolutely. All these little liveries as well. They just work on these little cars. I don't know what it is, but Nick Mello followed out by his old sparring partner there last season, Alex McEwen. We saw in round 6 of the Formula Masters. These two just absolutely coming together in one of the great grandstand finishes here of the AK Racing Wednesday Cup that we've ever seen. It came down to the final race, but Mello took the chocolates there. And he'll be looking to start his season with a bang as he goes across. Oh, look at that bit of a slide as well out of the final corner. We're going to ride on board with Mello for a lap of Barbagallo.
Absolutely storming stuff. Here he goes, braking heavily into turn one. Heavy braking zone. You can take a shallow entry there, and he's done so. So a shallow entry equals a wide exit. Get on the power early and get that car to be all on song, because this is where the most important section of the track effectively, because if you get this corner wrong here at turn 3, the left-hander up the hill, you've lost all your momentum. So you got to hug the inside there, not hit that inside ribble strip, run it a little bit wider there, and then make sure you got all eyes forward for the important braking market into the bottom right-hand hairpin here at Barbagallo. This is important too. Get the car settled, try not to oversteer it too much. On the slide there was Nick Malloy, looked very handsome. Not the quickest way around, because behind him he's got someone catching him very quickly there too. And down the back straightaway, approaching about 190 k's, maybe just before you flick it into 6th gear. Heavy braking, 2nd gear. Plant the throttle, get it powered out, stick to the right-hand side, right-hand side of that sausage, and you can get yourself across the line here. Nick Mellow's going to go bang with a 1 minute 3.3, but then McEwen right behind him just slapped him straight away, said, slap you, mate, so 103.2, and then Matt Munro's gone with a 103.4 for 3rd place. Look at those times already. All the top 4 within a 10th of each other here for the first lap, and we've only got 5.5 minutes left, so these guys got to get a gallop on and start doing some decent times. You can see the time starting to tumble there too, Christopher. We've got the top 10 in there. We've got the Bullocks in the top 10. Matthias Felsen sitting in there too. Ferguson sitting in there as well. And Buttigieg's climbed his way up to 5th.
Yeah, he's doing well here, and he's got his dad in the chat as well, Paul, watching along. We'll ride along with Jake Buttigieg for this lap, just getting out of the way there of, I think that's Nathan Hughes in the monster livery there. Oh, geez.
Just half dying is Christopher.
The frog in the throat, just certainly getting involved at the moment. But Jake Buttigieg not on a hot lap at the moment, so we'll tune back into Ferguson. That is Andrew, by the way, for those playing at home in the V8 Supercars League. And look, just hanging it all sideways out there in turn 7 there at Barbagallo, doing a great job. What's he going to do here? Is he going to improve? He does not. But Alex McEwen does get up there. Lachlan Grant actually going up to 2nd on the timing tower currently. So he's just edged out Mello and Munro as well. And he's just getting a little bit held up there by Fergus in front. So he's going to have to rethink this lap and maybe just find a little bit of free real estate, which, as you can see on your track map there on the right-hand side, there is not much of.
Look at the gaps, though. Speaking of gaps and not much room, 0.02 of a second between Grant and Mello for 2nd and 3rd. You can't get any closer than that, realistically, unless it's a dead heat. And these guys are on the trot now. We have got Ryan Nielsen in 11th place there. Spewing Newings back into the Wednesday Cup in 10th. Can he keep himself from spewing into that bucket come race time? Who knows? But look at the times. They're all tumbling again. Now, top 8 within the 103s at this point in time. And we've got Ferguson in there. Now, Mick Mello's gone bang and absolutely done McEwen. McEwen set a PB, and then Mello's just gone, thank you very much, I'll take that one. So a 103.1 versus 103.19 for Nick Mello versus Alex McEwen. They're all on here for the last 3 and a bit minutes here at qualifying, and we can see those times during the look at the top from basically 10th to 20th, another top 10, they're all within the 104. So these times, I said at the start, are going to be absolutely dead set in the fair dinkum department, close as you want them to be. And this is going to promote absolutely fantastic racing. I can't wait. Sarge Illick's just gone bang into 15th place, promoted himself up a couple, but it's still a bit stagnant at the top there. Mallow, McEwen, Grant, Munro, and Hughes all within the top 5 at this point in time.
Yeah, not much between them, only about 4/10. So we look down the field. We've got a lot of new faces here in this season, and I'm looking through the whole field. And our top debutant here is Trav Young. He's in 22nd position. That shows you the quality of the competition here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to go for a little glass of water because my voice is doing funny things to me at the moment. Zach, take it away.
Let's see what Trav Young can do here. He's circulating 1.3 seconds off the where it wants to be. So maybe a focus on the timing tower is to fruition at this point in time. But Trav Young, great to see him. We've got a lot of new drivers here. We've got Atay, we've got Young, we've got Ezra Simmons in there as well. We've got Jackerson sitting there too. Carter Kumar, a late entrant into the field. Nick Mello's gone quicker too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's just pipped his own time by about half a tenth. It's a 103.066 now, so a good tenth and a bit of a second second between himself and Alex McEwen in first as well, with 1 minute and 54 seconds left here in qualifying. What a absolute drive we will see here from our top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. 11, 12, 13, if you don't mind, all within the 1:03s. Bloody hell, this is ridiculous. This is getting taken to piss levels, Chris. Can't wait for 8:30. Oh, is it 8:30? Can't wait for 8:30. It's already past it. This is fucking close.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We love daylight savings here in the commentary box. Get to drop those F-bombs early, but look at Nick Mello just getting it sideways through turn 1. That is great stuff for everyone involved. Looks like a lot of fun out there, I tell you what. It's times like these. I do miss getting out there behind the wheel.
It's
these
times
little
like these.
Oh, excuse me. I'm absolutely gone. Oh, Mello's lost it. He's about to hit the marshal's box. Bang!
Boy!
He is stopped. That's going to hurt the neck tomorrow morning, that's for sure. But he's going to rethink that. But he is still in charge of this qualifying session. He's not going to get around for another lap. So we're going to have a look at where McEwen is. He's about 8/10 down, so he's not going to knock him off either. But where is he on the track, ladies and gentlemen? He's down the bottom, coming up to... Geez, he's pulling over. I don't think he's going to go around again, maybe. Oh, no, he is. He's just getting himself a little bit of time and a little bit of track space out there as well. So... McEwen rounding the final turn for the final time here in qualifying. He's going to have a good dip here and try and knock his old mate off. He's got to find about 1/10.5 as well. So,
no, I'm not going to do that.
Smoke out in front, and it looks like he's down on his delta currently as well. He's got to find 4/10, ladies and gentlemen, if he wants to make up this gap. He's made up about half of it at the moment now, coming into turn 4, and he's just teetering on the edge of improvement, but maybe just not good enough at the moment. So we're going to look down the field. Maybe who's on a hot lap here? No, Matt Munro's down. Nathan Hughes is down. McFadden's made his way up into the top 10. Into the top 10. He's sitting there 6th and about 3/10 up here. 7th. No, can he improve? He can
McFadden.
improve. He's going to improve. How far up is he going to improve? Crosses the line up into 5th position.
Bang, there goes DeBrian's cousin on the prowl already. This guy, I tell you what, he's hot off the collar of an absolute disaster event last night for him in the Porsches at his own racing league. But here he is in the Aussie racing cars, absolutely having a fantastic time. 5th place, beautiful stuff there. Wow, what a grid we've seen there. That was so close there for that final section of qualifying. Nick Mello, though, out on top and on top where he should be. And that's where his missus likes it, apparently, too. So Alex McEwen sitting there in 2nd place. Lachlan Grant in 3rd. Only 3/10 between 1st and 3rd, mind you. And then only about 0.06 of a second between Matt Munro and Lachlan Grant. Brian's cousin in 5th. Sandra's love child in 6th. Then we've got Mervyn Hughes' love child in 7th. Greg Dodd in 8th. The Corporal in 9th, and then Mr. Schmerley in 10th, rounding out your top 10, Christopher, qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Clayton Pine there in 11th with Spewing Newing. He's back in the server, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Keep an eye out for him in the race. He's a speedy customer indeed. William Bullock there in 13th. Kartik Kumar in 14th. God, Ryan Nielsen in 15th. Ferguson, 16th. Mole, Cochran, Jackerson, which I'm pretty sure is Ferguson, playing a different role tonight there in 19th. Sarge Illich rounds out your top 20 with Dooley, Waters, Atty, Simons, Bensley, Barber, Meebus.
Yeah, my bus.
My bus. Let us know
His
how
bus.
how to the bus, driving the bus there in 17th. Trav Young in 28th. Sorry. Burl, Scotty McEwen made it into the server as well. Topic La Red, interesting, and that rounds out your field. 31 cars on track. Wowee, this is going to be an exciting race, to say the least.
15 minutes of action, Christopher, coming our way. We've got a dying commentator.
Yeah.
We've got cars competitively on the circuit. We've got 2 expert commentators in the box. It's Wednesday night. Bloody hell, it's been a great day in the world, depending on where you are. And geez Louise, we are excited here. 15 minutes of a race coming our way here at AK Racing and Sensational TV for the Wednesday Cups season opener here for the Aussie racing cars. You know what to do. Get ready, get fired up, get sitting back and relaxed inside your comfortable chairs or your bed. And we'll be back here for race 1 at Barbagallo in just a hot second.
Tell you what, these boys better get in the server. There's a minute to go. Lockie Grant, Matt Munro. Otherwise, McFadden and Bullock are just getting an absolute free kick here. Straight up the field. So keep an eye on this space.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, and we've got Fabian Fitness just tuning in, saying many people practice offline. Well, you know what? That's what sometimes happens, and we've got some experts in that field. Matthew Cotter in the V8 Supercars is the offline expert, and that's your teammate, Mr. Fitness. So you get amongst it, get back from the pub, and jump on for a couple of sessions if you possibly can, mate. But what a grid we've got here. It's just going to be absolutely sensational. That top 10 is so tight, even up to the top 13. They're all within the 103s, ladies and gentlemen. So watch out for tight battling there, and also further up the field from 14th to about 21st was only a second and a bit between them. Also, 15 minutes of hardcore Wednesday Cup coming your way. That is going to be an absolute ball, I reckon, around here. Hopefully not a Wednesday Wreckfest. Let's just keep it simple, boys. Christopher, the lights are up. Are you up to calling the first couple of laps, me old son?
Let's see how we go. I will obviously do my best, ladies and gentlemen, here in the commentary box, because we're about to get set for a start in season 14 of the Wednesday Cup, and it's a great start from the top two. It looks like whoever's on the inside there, that's Alex McEwen, does have the whole shot going into the first turn. Plenty of respect shown there from those two as we watch the field stream through the first turn. Oh, there's chaos. And Zach, you're going to have to take over.
Chris has died in the background. Absolute chaos everywhere. We've got Alex McEwen still out in second place, so that's okay. But a couple of cars in the background. Oh, there goes Buttigieg. He was just off into friggin' Nadia in the background, full launched at hardcore style. He's way down the field now. Schmerl's in there, Lored's in there, Meebus is in there as well. Oh, geez, it's all happening at the back. James Bullock, though, has got up into fifth place, cracking driver. I mean, Carter Kumar has somehow avoided all of that nonsense at the back. Oh, that is an errant. That is Aaron Will Bullock off into the sand trap. He's going to get absolutely swamped there. Carter Kumar, though, having an absolute ball of a time here. But the lead's on. Alex McEwen versus Nick Malloy. Alex is down the inside. McEwen must have got a bad run out of the turn at the bottom of the hill, because, look at Matt Munro, full sideways. Oh, they're pitting each other. Please don't do that, Lachlan Grant and Matt Munro. Wowee, that was close. On board with Grant here, just having an absolute barnstorm over time. Look at that. Matt Munro goes for the shallow entry, but it washes him wide. Lachlan Grant, if I can get the names out, gets up the inside and is now side-by-side with Matt Munro coming into turn 4. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. Lachlan Grant on the slide there, on the disadvantaged side here. Can he get the car planted and stable out of this corner? Neck and neck is Matt Munro and Lachlan Grant. Wowee, Lachlan Grant's got the advantage on the slide there too. Jeez Louise, James Bullock's looking at this going, hello, how I'm getting himself in this battle. Give the hot tip, but now Lachlan Grant having a good dip down the inside. Matt Munro sticking it fat, just getting that R squatted in that ARC and driving it out of the corner. Lachlan Grant pays advantage. Now he's under threat, is Matt Munro from the double suck. Bullock's going to get a double suck here. He's going to be in fifth place and be in third. By the time we get down here, this is insane. 3 wide. We could fit 6 cars wide here at Barbagallo. And there he goes. Sandra's Lovechild into third place. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Matt Munro's got through and Lachlan Grant too. So this is an absolute titan battle. And Matt Munro's got the all-time greatest run there, Chris. Your brother's on fire.
Absolutely cracking awareness there from the Red Bull car. Just goes a little up and under. But look, he's left the door open there for Lachlan Grant to come back up the inside, but shuts the door. But look at this. James Bullock, should I say, looking absolutely racy at the moment. You wouldn't want to be in front of him. Big slide from the Red Bull car, number 41. That invites Bullock right up underneath that rear wing going down the hill. He's going to get plenty of the suck and a little bit more. I don't know how the WA suckage is in the girl department, but I'm sure they're all lining up at the moment. Here goes Grant.
They're pros.
Having a dip underneath. Bullock gets full sideways. Oh, gee whiz. And McFadden chiming in as well. This is a little 4-way battle now for the third place on the podium. Meanwhile, the top two have just kicked away by a couple of seconds, and there's a big gap now to 7th, which is Newing and Kumar as well, holding them at bay.
Oh, geez, they nearly came together, did Lachlan Grant and Matt Munro. Wowee, that was some close stuff, but only 0.2 of a second between our top two as well. They're having an absolute, we both caught it. Yeah. Absolute barnstormer of a time there, and bloody hell, these guys are not giving each other a millimetre on track, but so respectful. It's been fantastic to watch this. It's just going on and on and on, this battle for Matt Munro versus Lachlan Grant. Wowee, absolutely stunning stuff, and Brian's cousin's inviting himself in on this party. I reckon he wants to get himself up the are. Our chart's a little bit further there, there's Brian's cousin, but sitting there in 6th in that blue car, you can see at the bottom of your screen, looking very, very racy too. But the more these guys fight and battle, this is going to bring more cars into it. So Newing's going to be in on this soon too if they can't get it all sorted. Lachlan Grant and Matt Munro. Look at this, sideways out to the buddy final corner. That's just incredible stuff. Car control is awesome. These things are so fun to drive. And I'll tell you what, Chris, with that bit of suckage here from Lachlan Grant, he's not going to shy out of that one. Oh, he does. Yeah. Wow, bit of off-season maturity coming in there for Lachlan Grant. Usually would send that harder than Daniel Ricciardo would, but just sort of thought better about it. And here comes Sandra's love child.
Yeah, James Bullock having a little sniff up the inside there. Give him
the touch!
And he's turned himself around for the troubles. Oh, that is a heartbreak there for James Bullock. He's going to lose about 3 positions with Kartik Kumar just rounding the final, or the first turn, should I say, with James Bullock just settling in behind Ryan Nielsen in the other Hogs car. You can't miss those. They're absolutely bright pink. But he's just seeing all this carnage happening in front of him and thinking, yeah, I could just chime myself in. Absolutely. But looking down the field now for another battle, there will be. Here's our newcomer here, Trav Young. He's made his way up to 15th. That's cracking stuff for a debutant here in the Wednesday Cup. He's gone side by side with Max Burl there, who goes across the little sausage on the outside of turn 5, and he's got. Who's that? Lucas Atay just diving up the inside down into the fishbowl. Gets that job done easily, to be honest. But Trav Young now will be looking for the suck up the main straight to maybe just complete the return serve. Look at this, side by side. Little bit of overlap now. Who's going to give way first around the final turn? Trav Young just has to stop. And here goes Schmerly having a look up the inside as well. Just pushes him a little bit wide. But no contact there and no tears. So these guys will play on. But poor old Trav Young's just dropped a couple of positions in a couple of turns.
That's all right. He'll get used to it. He'll figure that out for the next race. Trav, keep it going. You're in the top 20, mate, on your first ever go. Fantastic stuff here at Sensational TV. Kartik Kumar and Bullock, though, having an absolute stormer of a battle here. This is going to be on like Donkey Kong coming down into the fast right-hander at the bottom of the hill at Barbagallo, turn 5. Here we go. Look out. Kartik Kumar's got a beautiful run there. That's a car sitting off the grid that just parked itself there. But nonetheless, that's a good spectating spot for this awesome battle. Look at this. Kumar versus Bullock. This is on here. Who's got the better run? It looks like Kartik's got the lesser of the two. And Bullock's just charging his way back where he probably should be into 5th if he can. But Kumar's not letting him go at all. The Hog's Breath Cafe liveried Pink Mobile settling for 8th place there. And Bullock's just galloped off into the distance. That was a great battle to watch there for those two. But I'll tell you what, it's still on at the front. Neil Mallon versus McEwen. And these guys aren't giving each other an inch. They're coming up on some lap traffic here. This is going to hamper it. This is spicy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. They just gets out of the way beautifully there. Thank you very much. Don't know who that was, but that was fantastic blue flaggage. And here we go. It's still on. Mallow versus McEwen. Where is Nick Mallow going to break? He breaks at the same time. He's trying to get that undercar. There's a car sideways. They both had the brake to get out of the way. They've done it successfully. That was some situational awareness if we've ever seen any. Those two would have dead set shat themselves there. But I'll tell you what, Alex has been the best advantageous person out of all of that. He's galloped off now nearly 0.6 of a second, which was 0.2. And Matt Munro's fallen down the field here. He's come a proper and come a gutser. He has to learn off his big brother, I'll tell you what, because that doesn't happen too much in the Chris Munro household. But with that sort of behaviour, he'll be up there again. And he's just trying to creep his way onto the back here of Jason McFadden in a cool drive. If he can get past this blue flagger right now, he will be back in on it and trying for the last 7 and a bit minutes to make his way back up into that podium position.
Yeah, not a blue flagger either. That's Luke Newing there, just keeping a wide berth there, and that's not very Newing-ish of him. We've seen him in the past in this server being one of the more aggressive guys and one of the hardest guys to overtake too on the track. So he's just giving him a little free kick there as Matt Munro, I think. Matt Munro's got to keep his cool head here as well. He's got the cool drive car in front. Certainly got to keep that cool head after I think he just had a bit of a moment down here the last time around, maybe going off the track, perhaps outbraking himself because he lost about three positions there in the end. But look at the suck here from Luke Newing. He is heading into the final turn. He's going to have a little dip here up the inside. Matt Munro just gives him plenty of room as well, but doesn't have the momentum to keep that up. But both of these guys chiming in on the back of Brian's cousin currently.
Yeah, absolutely. They're having an absolute barnstormer of a time. Luke Newing is definitely not spewing at this moment. Sitting inside the top 10, hasn't been punted off by someone on lap 1, turn 1, which usually happens to the poor bastard. But he's generally a quick guy when he gets it all together. Oh, geez, it was close there. Oh, my goodness gracious me. That could have been absolute death for spewing Newing, but he's got rid of the bucket and kicked it out of the way and said, no chance of me spewing tonight. Let's go. And I'll tell you what, it's absolutely sensational to see these guys all driving so close to each other and barely minimal contact between them in these top runners. That's sensational. That's Scotty McEwen getting out of the way there. I know that livery for sure. But now it's all on because Matt Munro's had a Barry Crocker coming out of that turn. And I think Spewing's going to get a little bit of a run here. And then also McFadden is under the pump because the suckage is coming now from Matt Munro. He's getting an absolute barnstorm of a Western Australian suck. He sent it down there. I don't think that's going to work. He's tried, but it's not too ambitious there. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that was some close stuff. But just on the overlap, too fast in, the tyres gave up. Bit of oversteer there for Matt Munro. And he just came out second best in that. Nearly lost it all completely. But play on for Jason McFadden at the moment, sitting in fourth place, chasing down Lachlan Grant at this point in time. I don't think that's going to come to him, but he's got an absolute battle behind him here. I'll tell you what, it's all heating up, and it's heating up down the field too.
Yeah, it is. We're going to look back down to Jake Buttigieg, who's making his way up through the field after a bit of misfortune there in the opening stanza of this race. He's got Ezra Simons giving him plenty as well. He had a little bit of a dip up the inside there, but just couldn't consolidate out of that final turn. Both of them lock up. Bit of smoke, bit of sliding, bit of fun really in these cars. But we're going to ride on board with Jake and see what he can do here, what he can produce if he can just put the pressure on old Donald Trump there in front of him and see if he can come up better than Harris there in the election today. Oh, he's lost it. No, he's just sort of hang on to it as well. Geez, that's good car control. But he's given up the ghost there to Simons, who now just has that little bit of a lead, but just very squirrely from Simons as well in that number 47. He's going to be absolutely vulnerable here because who's that in front? That's Lucas Atay. And now they're both getting the double suck off him. Here we go. 3 cars at the line abreast. Here goes Simons having an absolute send up the inside. So is Buttigieg. Atay just getting on the brakes a lot sooner than both of those guys expected. And I think they're both going to get the job done here into turn 1.
Simons just went straight down the inside, just like Trump did today on the voting polls, and absolutely took pole position there out of that battle. That's for sure. There was good stuff from Ezra. He's very clean and very ambitious, but Buttigieg also, we know where he can sit, so don't worry about where he is in this race. He will be somewhere further up as the racing goes on tonight. He is generally a quick driver, but I'll tell you what, Ryan Nielsen is in an absolute snorter of a battle here with himself and Kartik Kumar. 2 Hog's Breath liveries, the teammates unofficially, and look at that, Nielsen's just gone bang. I'm going to send it straight down the inside and said, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Piss off, young man, I'm out. And he's got that job done, but only for a millisecond because he's gone too hot into the final turn. Kartik Kumar's got the overlap here, side by side, millimetre between the two of them. Kartik's gone straight down the inside as the go-kart himself, and he's just going to take it. Positional change there, done. Now there's still 2 wide here. Nothing between them. Oh, Nielsen's had a slap into him. He's slapping doors here at the moment. Is Nielsen not too happy? He shouldn't be doing that because that could have ended in tears for the both of them. We know how light these cars are, but they've both got a beautiful run coming out up into the uphill section here at Barbagallo. Look out, Brussels sprout. Bit of a slide there for Nielsen. He's lost a bit of gain of momentum there. Breathe easy there for Kartik Kumar now. He's just gapped him a little bit, and that is play on. And Buttigieg has now making his way. The corporal against Trump. And I'll tell you what, if Trump's anywhere near he wants to be at the moment, he'll be wanting to let this guy go past. Make America great again. Make Australia great again, apparently, for Buttigieg. The corporal himself around the outside, and there goes the Trumpster. The Trumpster is out of that one. He just caught it at the nick of time there. He's trying to go around the outside, but he's locked up a couple of wheels sideways there. He's going to actually get a shallow exit out of this corner, which is going to give him a whole shot here. Coming onto Buttigieg again, I'll tell you what, these two are neck and neck in the pace department. Fantastic to see here, side by side, back down the back straight away. Here we go, door banging again. You cannot get any closer, just giving each other a bit of a how's your father there. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be advantage Buttigieg because around the outside he goes. Has got the better momentum. Has he got the overlap? Has Trumpy? No, he hasn't. So play on for Buttigieg versus Trump. I'll tell you what, it's all happening there. Bensley's having a good time. He's sitting in the back of the grid in that fantastic Marcus Ambrose Pertic liveried ARC Camaro.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Hughesy just having a good little slog there at the same time as we saw the two Hog's Breath cars coming together. So we thought we'd try and just catch the last of this as well. But it seems like that's fizzled out for the time being, because Luke Newing is now back up underneath the rear wing of Matt Munro there in the 41 Red Bull livery. We're going to ride on board with Luke Newing and see what sort of pressure he can put Matt under at the moment. Whoa, big slide there from Munro. Can he just get the traction to escape the clutches of Luke Newing here at the moment? He's not doing a great job of it because Luke Newing is sticking right there with him. You can see the differing lines there through turn 4. Whereas Munro comes out to a bit of a shallow entry. Luke Newing taking it very wide, and you can see the proof is in the pudding there. I think Munro has the better line there through turn 4, but oh geez, he's almost lost it. Here goes Luke Newing up the inside, easy as you like. The door's open. They might just bang doors a little bit. We're going to see the gap there. It's about a couple of inches. Oh, a little bit of contact as well. Matt Munro giving him something to think about on the way past, but I think he's lost this battle for now. But I'll tell you what, there's 8 seconds left for him to win the war, but the war is going to be up the front. Where are our two leaders? They've just crossed the line, and they will go around one more time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final lap. One more time in the Daft Punk Stakes. Here goes Matt Munro, big slide up the inside, looking for traction, just searching, cannot get it. As you can see, Luke Newing's car is on the rails at the moment.
Oh, geez, that was nearly contact between the two of them. I think there was some overlap contact, front and rear bumper style, and Newing's had an absolute Barry Crocker of an entry, because here goes Matt Munro up the inside, full ambitious style here, sideways, sliding it as much as a Tokyo Drift King would, and Matt Munro's having every shot put at Luke Newing at the moment, trying to get past him. He's gone for the send. Oh, they've both got it done. That is incredible driving from the both of them. Situational awareness there, key for the both of them. Now Luke Newing's going to have a better run out of the corner, and I'll tell you what, it's a drag race once more. Advantage Munro, I would say, here being on the inside. Nick Mellow's going to take the win, or is Nick Mellow Alex McEwen going to take it? It's a photo finish there, ladies and gentlemen, coming our way. Oh, half a tenth of a second between the two of them. Wowee. Lachlan Grant's going to come across in third. What's going to happen to Munro and your Luke Newing 6th and 5th, decided over 1/10 of a second. Holy mackerel. That was some final lap racing there. I'll tell you what, looked like Alex McEwen had the chockies, but he couldn't get it over the top, and sits in second position. Unlucky for Alex McEwen. Luke Newing in 6th, James Bullock 7th, Nielsen in 8th, cracking drive from Ryan Nielsen there, Carter Kumar in 9th as well, the Pinecone in 10th. Wow, you wouldn't have predicted that at the start of it. I'll tell you what, the Pinecone in 10th, the Underground Mammal 11th, Bullock, Fowles on the Greek, got in 13th, Chris. I'll tell you what, he needs to be coached by me instead of someone else. It's going backwards at the moment for him. Ferguson, 14th and 15th.
Yeah, great drive from all of those guys. Who is Fowles getting coached by? That's one for the newsreel. But Ferguson there in 14th, 15th. Jake Buttigieg in 16th. Simons in 17th. Young in 18th on debut, with Atay behind him on debut also. Both of those guys making into the top 20. That's a great effort on the first go. Sam Dooley there in 20th with Max Bell and Cam Waters chiming in. Is he in the Monster Energy? I did not see, but I'm sure he is. Brendan Schmell there in 24th with Matty Cochran in 24th. Nathan Hughes, 25th. Sarge Illich, 26th. And we're going to have to go to the pits to find out who came beyond 26th, because I know there was more in this race. That was Sam Bensley in 27th with Nick Rodder and Scotty McEwen making out your top 29. And Topic La Red, we're going to find out who that is and get their real name in the server. Brody Barber, Carl Mivas, make out your top 32 tonight. Geez, that's a lot of cars out on track.
That's a fantastic opening stanza there that we just saw from all drivers in sundry, and 32 cars on the grid is an absolute fantastic result here for a Wednesday night here in Australia, New Zealand, wherever you are around the world. It's absolutely sensational to see that sort of stuff. That's your for race one and run, ladies and gentlemen. Look out for race 2 coming away, 16 minutes. And I'll tell you what, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to every single person and that official sitting there on the grid, just having a good old time. You always look forward to race 2 because it's a top 10 reverse grid. And Clayton Pine's going to find himself off the front row there with Kartik Kumar next to each other. Ryan Nielsen right behind him. That's your top 3 for the next race. 16 minutes. Solid action coming our way. And wowee, if race 1 was anything to go by, race 2 is going to be even better. Hopefully the mid-pack can absolutely behave themselves because that was some dead set ore stuff there at the start for them. But we'll see. When we come back here for race 2, go refill those condiments. Go get all your beverages sorted. Get comfortable. Put the slippers on. Have a sip of ouzo like Cosmoricus is doing as well. And we'll be back for race 2 in just a few moments. In the dead set feeding department, I'll tell you what, we are on for a cracking race 2 coming our way. 16 minutes coming your way, viewers at home and races on track. I'll tell you what, this is going to be exciting. We have got a fantastic looking front row there. Clayton Pine and Kartik Kumar off P1 and 2 next to each other. And I think Kumar's going to have the better grid position there, being on the inside into turn 1 as it is a right-hander. But Nielsen, Bullock behind them on the second row. Newing, Matt Munro off the third. McFadden, Grant in off the 4th, and McEwen and Mallow off the 5th. Our race P1 and P2 getters from the previous race sitting there in 9th and 10th respectively. We've got Nick Mull, Bullock, Falzon, Ferguson, Jackerson, which is the other Ferguson, Buttigieg, Simmons, Trav Young, Lucas Atay, and Sam Dooley round out your top 20. 16 seconds to go here. Get your predictions in on chat. Let's see what these boys can do, Christopher Munro. It is all yours. The lights are out or up. Take it away, me old son.
Let's get fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Race 2 here, 16 minutes, top 10 reverse grid. So we're going to see who can hold off these fast guys coming through. Oh, it's a tardy start there from Ryan Nielsen. And it looks like a tardy start as well from Kumar. And Clayton Pine coming across to try and cover him up, but just not successful at the moment. But he has the momentum. There goes Clayton Pine, gets the whole shot eventually. And he will lead this race with Kartik Kumar in second position. James Bullock with a cracking start out there in third position. He's got Luke Newing with Matt Munro going around the outside here at turn 4, getting all sorts of sideways. That's going to invite Luke Newing to come up all on the inside. Oh, look at this. He's absolutely almost lost it there coming around turn 4, but around turn 5. He's going to try and send it. That's probably not advised. Look at that car. It's going to, who's that?
Oh, no!
James Bullock's around. And everyone seemed to have avoided him for now. But Alex McEwen, look at the start he's had. He's about to hit into third position. These guys are going 3 wide now up the main straight. McEwen, Munro and Newing 3 wide. Munro on the inside. McEwen just on the outside of him. They leave each other just enough room. Holy moly. Here comes Nick Mallow as well. They're all 4 of them. We're going to go to the top view here, weaving like Formula 3s down the main straight to try and break that suck. Matt Munro going very deep under brakes. That's going to leave the door open for McEwen and Newing if he wants it. But these guys are absolutely racing for sheep stations here.
Look at Luke Newing just trying everything he possibly can. Matt Munro's defending and attacking for his life. Oh, they've contacted. Oh, Matt Munro's around. He's been punted in the back by Buttigieg too. And that is also Fergus. Ferguson just got touched as well. Oh, Nick Mellow's just gone straight through all of them and said, thank you. Will Bullock survive that somehow? Alex McEwen's in 5th place at the moment, sliding down as we can see, but not the best result there for Matt Munro. Bit ambitious there. Very ambitious for the fat man. And I'll tell you what, it was not the prettiest of moves, but it came out on top for Alex McEwen. He got out of that scot-free in the grand scheme of things. Clayton Pine just galloped out to a 1.8 second lead here, basically, after lap 1. After all that mischief, that was some cracking driving here. Alex McEwen's not letting go here of Spewing Newing. Spewing has to get the buckets out and ready. That's all he has to do right here, because it could come to the point where he does the old regurgitation valve into the bucket, and he's going to do it sideways around T1. Oh, that's not going to help him on the exit there. The Bensley at the back here is absolutely on fire. This is an angry gaggle of cars. This is insane at this point in time. Wowee. Have a crack at this. Barber's involved. The haircut's involved. Grant's involved with that. The Cochrane is it's raining dicks in the Cochrane household in 20th place. Bensley sitting there as well. Wow, wait, look at this for a gaggle of cars here, Chris. For bloody from 18th all the way to 24th.
Oh, Scotty McEwen's lost it. There's a car off in front of him. I think that's Cochrane, and they're both just off the track now. The poor old Scotty.
Too many dicks to handle.
Poor old Scotty had nowhere to go there, and he drops down through the order. Gee whiz, here's Carl Mybus at the moment. He driving the bus, makes up a position there on, I think, Scotty McEwen just trying to get back onto the track. If we can get a decent angle of it here. Clayton Pine setting the fastest lap, but completely eclipsed as well by Nick Mello setting the fastest lap of 103.5. They are in qualifying territory, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Dooley up the main straight. He has got Lucas Atay on his outside as they go into the turn one, side by side, but you could fit probably 3 or 4 Aussie race cars in between them at the moment. Very nice, nicely done there from Lucas Atay, just giving plenty of room, probably too much room to be fair. It is Wednesday Cup. You can get a little bit sexy with it. But looking up and down the field, Kartik Kumar and Nick Mello swapping positions. Look at that. Kartik Kumar's gone for the big send. A big slide up the inside as well. Thank you very much. Gets past Alex McEwen, I think. It was a little bit of a swap and change for position and back again for Kartik Kumar. But McEwen, a very level-headed driver, will just see that coming. But back there, Lucas Newing and Matt Munro at it again. These two were at each other's throat there in race one. Little switch back there from Munro. Very nicely done. Lucas Newing looking up the inside. Is he going to have a little send into turn one?
No, he's not at the moment. Just holding station at this point in time. Matt Munro saw it coming, braked a little bit later. On the slip angle was Matt Munro, but got it done. And he has not lost any position. And now he is hunting the back there of Kartik Kumar because Alex McEwen said, bugger you. Kumar is a bit of a cork in the bottle here. That was some heavy braking coming into this corner. And I'll tell you what, he's now lost all momentum up the hill. I told you there earlier in this stream, ladies and gentlemen, this corner is the most important one because you lose all momentum if you get it wrong. And you can see Matt Munro and Luke Newing hounding the back of Kartik Kumar.
Oh.
Kumar's just on the outside, sitting there like an absolute, I don't know, what he was, a witch's hat sitting on the bloody road. And Luke Newing's just gone straight through and said, all right, I'll take the position off here. And Kumar has given up 2 places in a corner. It's all happening at the back there. Fergo Jr. has got into 8th position. Will Bullock and him are having an absolute rip snorter. Poor old Brian's cousin is slipping down because Mr. Ferguson, Andrew himself, he's in the battle of their life at the moment. 3 wide nearly, 2.5 goes off Fergo.
Smashed him.
Relaxed him into oblivion there. Did Fergo, didn't have the peripheral vision, just turned in on him and said, bugger you, Brian's cousin. Piss off back to Ireland. I'm going at you. But all McFadden had to do was keep it straight, and he's done that. It's still on at the moment here between Bullock and Joe. The 2 Bullocks are having a good crack at each other. The 2 love childs here in 9th and 10th having an absolute rip sort of a battle. And I'll tell you what, Junior Fergo in front wouldn't want to be making any mistakes because these 2 will swallow him up like she used to do. That did Sandra Bullock there on the Hollywood Golf Course and also at the Oscars.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves copping the best of that. But here comes James Bullock up the inside of his brother, down the hill. And, look at Will Bullock just taking an absolute wide line, just leaving the door open for his brother. Younger or older, we'll get confirmation in the chat if we can. But he goes through on his brother, and he's looking his eyes forward to Jack Ferguson, not Jackerson. I'm going to fix that up during the week. You will be known by your real name, my young son. But looking back to these 2, these guys have been locked in battle for this whole last couple of races here. And looks like Matt Munro still has the better of that. But Luke Newing not giving up the ghost just yet. We've got Paul Buttigieg in the chat saying Jake's got taken out again. He has. Where is he? He's down in 20th position. That's he's not used to being down that far, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the quickest guys out here in the server. Don't you worry about that. And speaking of quick guys in the server, Matthias Falzen has made his way up into 7th. But here is the battle. Here goes Luke Newing up the inside, looking down into the fishbowl. Can he get it pulled up? Matt Munro getting all sorts of sideways as well. And they're going to go side by side again up the main straight.
Look very equal on the exit, considering Matt Munro just slid into oblivion, but somehow caught it. Newing's going to have the advantage here, ladies and gentlemen, so he's going to keep this 4th place at the moment. If he doesn't go too shallow into this corner, he should get a good run out onto the front straight. But here goes Matt Munro with the switchback. I saw this coming from a mile away. Come on, Spewing, you know better than that, son. Here goes Nick Mallett. Here goes Matt Munro in the Red Bull livery, trying to get it sent up the inside. He does straight away. Alex McEwen set the fastest lap at 1:03.3. These guys are having a good crack here at the moment. Wowee, by jingos. Poor old Luke Newing just not having the situational awareness, but he's going to have another crack at Matt Munro here too. All he has to do is dummy Matt Munro into some sort of oversteer moment, which he did, but it didn't hamper him too much. So Luke Newing and Matt Munro battle on once more. You can see through the rear vision mirror there over the rear wing. And I'll tell you what, Matt Munro's car has got wings at the moment. It's flying, and somehow that rear wing has got more downforce because he's just sliding this car everywhere and still maintaining an absolute ripping exit on a corner. I'm not sure how he's doing it, but he's got it mastered, that's for sure. Oh, wait, I know why he's doing it, but we'll keep that as a secret for the rest of the season coming our way.
Just it's got the bloodline, the skills in the DNA, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this little 3-way battle here. That's Jason McFadden going up the inside of Jack Ferguson in the 5. These two guys are side by side, and we're riding on board with James Bullock at the moment. He's got the best view in the house for this little battle. Is there enough room for him to shoot it up the middle there? That would be great stuff if he did. We're going to get a wider angle to see if he can. But look at this, taking advantage of the inside line. Thank you very much, he says to Jack Ferguson. And look at this, the old man's getting involved as well. He'll say, look out, young son. Oh, no, he's hit the sausage. He's managed to maintain the car control.
Somehow, no, Bullock!
He's almost lost it. Bullock's off the track. He joins questionably at best, but here comes Ferguson around the outside. Thank you very much. That's an easy position there for Ferguson. James Bullock back to the drawing board. Wow, a nice little exchange over the last 30 seconds.
Oh, geez Louise, that's all happening. Is that Scotty McEwen off on the track? I'm not sure. Someone was sitting there on the outer field. But now Bullock's got the run here on Andrew Ferguson again. And these guys are going to be drag racing once more, side draft style. A bit of shaft action there, a bit of up and down sort of stuff. And Alex McEwen sets another fastest lap as James Bullock just goes into T8 or 9, whatever it is, can't remember. And Andrew Ferguson behind him is trying to get the suck down the front straightaway. Can they get it done? Look at this on board here. We're having an absolute cracking view here of the two braking at the same time, basically. Can he dummy into a move here? There's Andrew Ferguson. He can't get Bullock at the moment, but he's got a little bit of a run here. Just enough to sort of sneak the nose up if he wants to be ambitious stuff, and he won't do it at the moment. But look, James Bullock's just ran a little bit wide. Fergo right hugging the inside curbage, which catapulted him to the outside. Lost him a little bit of momentum, not too much, but enough to hurt in these low horsepower, lightweight Aussie racing cars. They're having an absolute belter of a battle of these two, and it could be number 3 because the younger of the Fergos in front has an absolute Barry Crocker out of the final turn there up onto the back straightaway, and this is going to be a bit of a suck battle here for James Bullock if he can get it done.
Yeah, if he can. He's just a little bit out of touch at the moment. Just probably wants to be a couple more tenths up the arse of that car in front to get the aid of that suck, really. But look, he makes it up under braking. Look at that. Very good stuff. Very nicely done under brakes as James Bullock. We're going to ride on board. See if he can make some inroads here through turn 1. Where does Jack Ferguson?
Yes.
Just leaves the door open. Oh, my God. And then shuts it again. That's a good way to get turned around, my young son. If you're going to take that wide line, you've got to stick to it, because I'll tell you what, that will just make the whoever's chasing you down, their eyes will be the size of dinner plates, seeing a gap like that open up in front of them. Look at this. Jack Ferguson getting all sorts of sideways here through to turn 4 and 5. And James Bullock just following him as well. A lot of hacking on that steering wheel. That's not going to be conducive to going quick. But look at this, James Bullock having a look up the inside. Had to pull out in the last minute. There would have been contact. That would have been absolute disaster, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, we've got 4 minutes to go in this race too. And we're going to have to go all the way down here to Sarge Illich and Matty Cochran, who are swapping positions here. I'm going to have a quick look at Matty Cochran's livery, because it looks like there's a few little Easter eggs on this one. Let's just see if I can get that in in focus. We got Banana Boat Child on the front there. We've got some Vegemite on the side. We've got Paul Smarter Milk.
Smarter White Milk. What a cracking ad.
Who is that bloke? I've not
That's
seen
the guy
ad.
out of the ad, you know, high fat, low fat, no cream, full cream, high calcium, high protein soy,
I remember.
light skim, omega-3, high calcium with vitamin D and folate or extra dollop.
There you
Remember
go.
that old bird?
Well, not as good as you do, mate. And the schmackos on the other side. Fantastic stuff there from Matty Cochran in the livery stakes.
In the livery stakes for sure. And I'll tell you what, it's not. It's all about positional stakes here because I'll tell you what, Lucas Atay is getting hounded by Ryan Nielsen, and there's some movement also up the front as well. Ferguson and Bullock and the other Bullock have all come together. Bullock's off into the bunda. He's lost a position and 2 or 3 or 4 to Grant, Bullock, Ferguson and the underground mammal as well. So he's going to be absolutely pissed off at that sort of behaviour there. But they'll tell you what, the guys at the front are trading fastest laps after fastest lap too.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Falzon climbing his way through the field. He's got to get past Kartik Kumar, else he's going to have to come to me for some driver training. I'll give you the hot tip at the moment for the Greek god. These two are having an absolute cracker of a battle here. Look at that outside sort of entry for Kartik Kumar, mid-apex, just powering on that rear axle. See how that car squats in the rear end, ladies and gentlemen? Just sort of looks like it's a four-wheel drive. That's where you get the most traction out of it for the drivers on the track. If you can get the car to feel like that, you've got awesome exit speed and mid-corner speed too. That's what you have to do. But these two having an absolute cracking battle here between 6th and 7th at the moment. Only 3/10 between it. And I'll tell you what, Chris, 2 minutes and 11 seconds ago, Clayton Pine is in front. But now he's under pressure here from Nick Mallow. Half a second between him as well.
Yeah, I've been watching that time come down over the last few laps, and it's going to be an absolutely cracking battle to the very last lap. We've probably got, maybe 2-3 laps left in these cars, and Mello's probably about 3 or 4 tenths quicker on each lap. So I expect Mello to be right up under the rear wing in the next couple, or at least by the end of this couple of laps. So when we get to the finish line, those two are going to be absolutely battling for the lead. But here goes Matthias Falzon up the inside there at turn 4. Very nicely done. He is on the move, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the grips to the cars. I don't know why he was so far down the field to start with, because he is one of the contenders here in Wednesday Cup Season 14. Don't you worry about that. There's about 5 blokes in the server currently, and one that has missed out that are dead set can win this championship. Don't you worry about that. This is, look at this. It's on here. Clayton Pine's made a massive mistake, and there goes Nick Mello into the lead. Clayton Pine has just given up the ghost. He's given up about 5 tenths in one corner. Thank you very much. He's going to just send it down here into turn 1. Nick Mello right up underneath the rear wing. He's got another lap, but he's just turned him around. Oh, he's going to have to give that back, I think. That's a little bit on the nose.
That's 2 times in 2 corners. They've both come together.
Yep.
Pinecone went wide there at the final turn, Chris, and his tyres are absolutely cooked. They are absolutely cooked. He went sideways, turned into Nick Mallow, then Nick Mallow turned into him at turn 1. Jeez Louise, that's no redress there for Nick Mallow. Play on, I would say they're watching them, but the biggest benefactor is this man, Alex McEwen. Will he get to the line before the timer ticks over? I probably don't think so here at this rate. With 16 seconds left on the clock, it could be a win for Alex McEwen. 1 out of 2 at the moment for the evening. Very, very nice to see him. And I'll tell you what, it's not over between Ewing and Matt Munro. If this timer ticks down and something comes a problem, because Clayton Pine sitting in 3rd place is going to take the chockies. Matt Munro is just going to cross the line at the moment. So Alex McEwen has won your race. Nick Mellow's come 2nd. Clayton Pine's come 3rd. Matt Munro survived. Luke Newing, absolute barnstormer drive there from him in 5th place. Falzon in 6th. Kartik Kumar in 7th. McFadden 8th, and then Ferguson, in other words, Mr. Ferguson. We'll call him the senior of the Fergos. Will Bullock in 10th, and then Lachlan Grant crosses the line in 11th. Yeah,
great stuff from all those drivers there in the top 11. James Bullock, we saw, had some bad luck and some self-enforced bad luck as well there throughout the race. Nick Mole, we didn't call his name, but he's gone under the radar there, up there in 13th position. Jake Buttigieg, just under the pump. Mate, he's been taken out left, right and centre, but he's made his way up to 14th there.
Like a real soldier.
Yeah, that's right, just soldiering on, as they do. They get paid the big bucks there in the ADF, and deservedly so. Jack Jackerson, or Jack Ferguson as he will be known Once I fix that up in the server, you absolute drongo. They're in 15th position. Ryan Nielsen in 16th. Sam Dooley, 17th. Nathan Hughes, mate, what's going on with Hughesy? Just down the order. We expect him to be right up there. He's one of the quicker guys. Brandon Schmerl down there in 19th as well. Cam Waters rounding out your top 20. Saj Illich, Luca Tay, Trav Young, Max Burl, Matty Cochran making out your top 25. And I'll just check if we had any more driving.
Oh, yeah, we had heaps more. We had Scotty McEwen, Brody the haircut in 28th position, not getting the best skin fade job done today. He's not the favourite of barbers at his premise at the moment. Sam Bensley in 29th, Ezra Simmons, Donald Trump style in 30th, and Nick Rodder, Smithers, and Mr. Lared came DNFs in that race. That is 33 drivers on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Where do you find it here? This is where you find it. In other words, you find it here at bloody Wednesday Cup. How am I going tonight? We're very rusty tonight. Rusty as a HD Holden sitting in the middle of the nullarbor. I'll give you the hot tip. But we're cracking on here. You know what's coming up next. Third and final race of the evening here at the Wednesday Cup for the season opener at Barbagallo for these ARC Camaros. Wow, we've been absolutely privy to some sensational racing and some cracking moves as well. Cars where you're not expecting them to be. This series is going to deliver, so stick around for all that. But still, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we just saw before. Stick around, though. You know what to do. It's race 3. It's 17 minutes, and it's a reverse top 12 grid, ladies and gentlemen. So flip that on your head, and I'll tell you what, the most nervous guy on the field will be Mr. Bullock, because he is starting off pole for race 3. Don't go anywhere.
750,000 spectators here this weekend. Barbagallo Raceway in the dead set desert of the Wednesday Cup scenario here. I'm Ray Webbs-Warren, your host for the evening. I've been watching some fantastic racing tonight here. 10,000 RPMs of pure ARC goodness here. And I'll tell you what, Christopher, when it comes to all the spectators here at Barbagallo tonight, they've been absolutely treated on and off the circuit to some fantastic racing. I'll tell you what, when it comes to the beers over here in WA, I have been on the Swan Lagers for about the last 7,000 hours. And I'll tell you what, they are going down an absolute dead set treat in the beer sipping department. Welcome, and I'm excited for this one.
Your face is as red as the highlights there on James Bullock's car, Rabs, but always a pleasure to have you in the box with us. You've obviously been kicked out from the bar downstairs, so you've come and terrorised us here in the commentary box, and we're all for it, to be fair. We've got 38 seconds till we start here in the race. I tell you what, I'll call the first little bit, but I'll hand it over to you, Rabs, because that is an absolute treat for everyone watching at home to get the golden voice,
sensational
golden voice of commentary here in the box with us. It's a long flight over from Sydney, so it's great for you to be here in the box. But I'll tell you
Thank
what,
you.
Race 3, ladies and gentlemen, of the first round of Wednesday Cup is about to get cracking. Here we go. We've got 5 lights up, and we are about to go, ladies and gentlemen. James Bullock on the outside, Lachlan Grant on the inside. Who is going to lead out of turn 1? Into turn 1, it's probably going to be Grant, because the way they set this up here. Oh, but look at that. Bullock just confident on the brakes, just sails around the outside. He'll have the whole shot for race 3, should I say, turn 1. But look at Lockie Grant just getting hounded there by Ferguson. Jack, should I say. Oh, no, it's Fergus. It's the big man on the outside. Will Bullock, his brother, is on the inside. This could be a Bullock 1-2 at the end of this straight. Who's going to be the man that gets on the brakes later? Bullock or Grant. Grant goes up the inside. Thank you very much. But here goes Ferguson looking for a bit of a... Oh, geez, that's ordinary stuff there.
Dead set.
They take it away.
Dead set. That was some absolute nonsense I saw there. That was some poleaxing behaviour there. I'll tell you what, the crowbars have come out early here tonight in race 3. And look at the Counter Kumar himself. The Indian sensation is dead set, climbed his way up the field. He is in 6th place at the moment. Oh, the slide there. There's Mr. McEwen and Alex. That was some hairy stuff. And now look at the battle behind. We have got Buttigieg, Matthias Felsen, and Clayton Pine sitting there 3 or 4 wide as we come into turn 1 again. again. Oh, it nearly happened again there. I'll tell you what. Look at the guys coming here off dummy half. They are dead set racing here for sheep stations at the moment. Look at that battle pack sitting in 15th and 16th. We got Cochrane and Atay sitting there having a dead set battle here. Cochrane's got around the outside. Dead set has Lucas Atay just set. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you guys. Oh, there goes the Cock Raider herself. I'll tell you what, Natty is not having a good night tonight. Hopefully she could get some action later on in that department. But look at Clayton Waters. Dead set, this guy is on fire. He is up the house end of Nick Mello. I mean, Nick's mole. Jeez Louise, how am I going? I'm getting a bit senile in my old age here, Christopher Munro. I apologize. But the battling still continues on. And I'll tell you what, race 1 was a dead set rip snorter. Race 3, here, there's no match for that. How we are going here. Look at Buttigieg, the corporal, starting and marching his way through the field. He's got the drums on. He's got the AK-47 sitting there fired and ready to go. He is on all sorts here at the moment. Nathan Hughes is sitting there. There's 4, 5, 6, 7,000 cars wide there. 10,000 RPMs. How have they kept it together? I'll go he. I'll tell you what, fat man. I'm dead set, ready for another Swan Lager.
It's all happening here, ladies and gentlemen. On the opening stands, 2 laps down. And look at this. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car battle pack. Look at him, nose to tail at the front. Katakuma, Clayton Pine going side by side down the hill. But that's Buttigieg. Oh, geez, that's Clayton Pine looking for a way around, and he does get on the brakes. Just nicely done there as well. Katakuma just being a little bit of a cork in the bottle to Hughes and Buttigieg behind. But Buttigieg just getting the worst of it at the moment. He gets the suck of that hog in front. Get to suck that hog. Get down there in Western Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go 3 wide into the final turn. Why not? Here goes Buttigieg. Just really nicely done. A little bit of a touch there in front. A massive touch, should I say. And there goes Falzon off into the bunda. Geez, it's hard to get around Clayton Pine, but Buttigieg's going to do his best job at it. Down into the turn 1 here. And look at that. There's side by side. Pine giving absolutely nothing. Here comes Hughesy as well. Geez, it's all happening here, Rabs.
Well, tell you what, fat man, Heather Hughes will be eating her dead set heart out, not missing her son out on the circuit at the moment. Matthias Falzon, dead set, would probably be heading for the showers if he can't get into the top 10 at this point in time. But he is sitting at 11th. Oh, there's some hairy stuff. Oh, there we go. Hughes is pissed off. He has sent himself to the bench, and that is a dead set sin bin for himself there. Wow, what some racing we've seen here. Falzon into the top 10. He's okay right now. The Greek god getting all of the lightning set down upon him from the gods themselves. And the underground mammal has burrowed his way under the field, found himself in 12th place, and poor old Mr. Bus. I'll tell you what, I came here on a bus, Christopher, and it was dead set a Volvo, and this guy here is looking as wide as one at the moment, putting on a defensive masterclass here for the rest of the evening. That is an errant car spinning smoke signals there too. Oh, that is a Who's at an absolute Barry Crocker coming out of here, if I can quote yourself there. Wowee, this is all happening here, Christopher. Oh, 3 wide into turn 1. They're going to gallop and way. First furlong coming down the glasses now. Oh, absolute dead set. This is some sensational stuff here at Barbagallo.
Classic stuff there. Matt Munro just getting a double overtake up the inside there of a maybe a napping Luca Tay, just getting the worst of it out of that final turn. Matt Munro just going, thank you very much. I'll just shoot my way up the inside.
Get another review. I'm out.
Get over there. Look out, Rabs is gone. Here goes James Bullock up the inside. Katakuma getting that job done nice and easy. These guys nose to tail, but James Bullock looking up the back of who's that? Sam Dooley in front. He's up the order, absolutely. He'll be loving it up there in 11th position. The Pertec Falcon of Marcus Ambrose. It's not a Falcon. It's not even a Camaro. It's just the body of a Camaro. Sam Dooley going around the outside of that sausage curb. Hard to get around on these little cars. I tell you what, these curbs are twice the size when you're in a car half the size. But Luke Newing all over the back of Alex McEwen at the moment. This is a cracking little and an interesting little battle. And I tell you what, this is a little foresight into what could be happening for the rest of this season. Luke Newing, as we've said, one of the faster drivers we've seen in not only V8s, but in the Wednesday Cup as well. Here he goes up the inside, down at turn 6. Very nicely done. Look at that. Gives Alex McEwen a bath. It's not often you get to say that, Zach O'Reilly.
No, dead set. That's exactly what you said, Christopher. Couldn't have called it any better myself. And I'll tell you what, thank God Rabs is out of here, because here comes Alex McEwen on the suck again. I'll tell you what, Mrs. Warren will be wanting to give him the suck at the moment, because Alex just gone straight down deep into his deep-throated T7 or 6, whatever it is, because Luke Newing's got the whole shot once more here. Down the front straight away we go. He's going to get the perfect entry into turn 1. Gallop it up and gather that car up beautifully. Get it on the slide. Not that far, because here goes McEwen again. Oh, that's galloped away off into the sunset. McEwen sort of sitting there. Bit of neck coating there on the server. But the momentum is still in Luke Newing's favour here. If he can just stick it up the inside, get that arse end squatted and power out here. This could be too wide sort of behaviour here coming. Oh, geez, this is hairy stuff on the bunda at the moment. Just missing the outside circuit. And I'll tell you what, McEwen, advantage here at the moment. You said before, Chris, Newing having a cracking battle. Oh, geez, that was close. That was dead set, so close. You couldn't have fit a cigarette paper between the two of them. Oh, this is incredible stuff. And Luke Newing has got the run here at the moment too. This is a drag race up the front, back straightaway. And they're definitely net coating there. I'll tell you what, they were side by side, and it's still the case here. Luke Newing in 72A, looking very, very sharp here at the moment. McEwen's going to go the high line around the outside. Can he stick it on the right-hand side of that sausage curb? He does. Wowee, that's car control. That's slip angle. That is what momentum does. If you can nail that every single lap, ladies and gentlemen, it's all on. And I'll tell you what, Nick Mellow's on at the front here between himself and Grant. What a cracking battle between these two.
Yeah, look at him getting right stuck in for the lead of this race. There goes Nick Mello. He's going to take that lead off Lachlan Grant. I've just forgotten his name. Legendary stuff there in the commentary box. But there goes Nick Mello, the former champion here at Wednesday Cup, just stamping his authority on this race. But the suck is so strong. Here goes Luke. Here goes Lachlan Grant up the inside. Thank you very much. It's a really good spot for overtaking down there at the bottom of the hill. But you leave yourself vulnerable. If you go for that dive, you have to go wide on the exit. And Mello just showing his racing IQ there and just getting out of the throttle early so he can plant it early as well and get the great exit out of that turn 6 it is, up the hill. And he retakes the lead. There's Trumpy off in the bunda as well. Let's hope he can make to the end of his term and this race as well. Let's try it on board with Lachlan Grant, because, wow, lots of smoke coming out of the back of Mello's car there. It's like a Bob Marley concert at the moment. Smoke everywhere. But Lachlan Grant's not going to let that hamper him at all. Oh, goodness me. We're going to look back down the order, because it looks like Mello has just got this battle underway, or at least under wraps at the moment, because Luke Newing is still on the back of Alex McEwen.
Yeah, dead set. Look at these two. They're not letting go of each other. They're both neck and neck in the pace department. It's amazing what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you follow a quick guy. You can stick with him. And Buttigieg is definitely not sticking with anyone. He's gone from 15th to 14th, just sailed around the outside like the Queen Mary II. Oh, no, there goes that is Carter Kumar. See you later, son. He's off into the outskirts, not in the bunda just yet. And Matt Munro's having a Barry Crocker here tonight, Christopher. He's sitting there in 11th at the moment, not liking what he is driving at the moment, because Mr. Waters is right behind him, probably going to get half a suck opportunity. And I'll tell you what, that could be advantageous as Lucas Atai just gallops his way into 15th. A little bit of clean air between himself and the next guy in front and behind. So a little bit of a gap there for him. Clayton Waters, though, however, not in the Monster Energy racing that we've seen from afar. So Chris will have no trouble calling his name correctly. I'll give you the hot tip after that. But Buttigieg's on the charge here. He's gone from 15th to 14th, now into 13th. And this is his true colours are starting to show through. He's made his way through the trenches, through the battle pack there into enemy territory, and he's galloping his way through onto the front line. Here is Jay Buttigieg. Wowee, he's got some pace there now. He set that car up beautifully for his driving style. Taking some tips off myself there, just braking a little bit into the corner, and that just gives you the whole shot. And look at that run he's got here now. Look, you can see already Waters on the defensive. Buttigieg's going to send it up the inside. Thank you very much. He says, I'll take that position. Get on the brake and the throttle, Buttigieg. Don't let the car slide out on exit. And he's just got it done here, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be just a bit disadvantageous here, because there is some suckage coming from Clayton Waters. Ray Warren's missus will be sucking the heart out of this at the moment, looking down the field. And here goes Waters again. This is P13 and 12, but Buttigieg late
on the brakes and says, thank you very much, I'll take that place for now. And Waters off into the bunda, just getting some air off that massive sausage curb there. Sausages everywhere. Tell you what, Matthias Falzon will be wanting some at the moment because he needs to get a gallop on at the moment to get past the pine cone.
Yeah, we haven't called him much tonight. He's one of the speedy customers, ladies and gentlemen, and I expect to see him right up there in the rest of this season. And so just watch him for now. He's right on the back of Clayton Pine. We're going to ride on board with Matthias Falzon. See how he sets up this overtake. He's got the pace on him now. Whoa, geez, very tight, squeezing down into the fishbowl. He's got Brandon Schmerl behind him, giving him plenty of curry as well. But I think that's actually a blue flag marker now that I look at the timing tower. So that's
Ezra.
Yeah, that is Ezra Simons just giving him something to think about there, a lap down. But look at this, Clayton Pine just hitting the inside apex there very nicely. Matthias Falzon getting a little bit of oversteer on the exit. That's not going to help him. Down here, Fergus and Waters trading positions. Here goes Andrew Ferguson. I'm going to fix both of these bloody Ferguson boys up. They dead set taking the P155 when they're signing up with their names. Dead set. But down here, Lucas Atay, one of the new drivers here, the debutant in the number 63. He's up into 17th position. That is the best of any of the debutants looking down the order. It is. No, actually, Carl Mivas is doing even better there in 15th. But Lucas Atay has got Nick Rodder in his sights. Nick Rodder, a sensational Patreon member. So give your love to him. We certainly do all the time. So now's a better time than ever to say, let's get involved to the Patreon. If you enjoy what you see, ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe. Lucas Atay getting right out sideways as well. So that will be the end of that battle if that was ever going to warm up. But at the front, Nick Mello has control of this race. He's already won a race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking to fill up his bag with another one. Lachlan Grant a second behind, and Alex McEwen not too far behind him as well. But as I was saying, give us a few bucks in the Patreon if you can afford it, because we do this out of the love of our own hearts, and it's bringing the entertainment to you people at home. Lindsay Muddle-Larko is in the chat saying, some would say it's sensational racing. I tend to agree with you.
Plenty of mentions of sensational puns here tonight. I'll tell you what, on and off the circuit, in the chat, whatever you want to do. And Alex McEwen now, he's just coming up on the back of a very, very errant Lachlan Grant sitting there too. So he's going to make sure that he can stick there in third place at this point in time. That blue flagger needs to get out of the way, and quick smart, and they do so very well. It's all on like Donkey Kong for the top three. There might only be 3 minutes left. But one error from any of the guys in front of Alex McEwen, and he will be all over them like a fly to a piece of shit. And I'll tell you what, those guys will definitely be wanting to have a three-way battle for the rest of it. It's been interesting tonight. These guys have raced hammer and tong. They are insane. And I'll tell you what, speaking of insane, it is on between Falzon and the Pinecone at the moment. They are having an absolute ripsnort of a battle. Pinecone's drifted wide there. Falzon's got the perfect exit, but not enough to get alongside far enough to make the overtake. Just off into the bunda there was Falzon. He's got the suckage here at the moment, coming into the deep braking section off Canberra at the moment. I'll tell you what, Trump's trying to get his name in on board. He wants to sniff at anything at the moment, this Trumpster. But he won't get too much love here if he tries to overtake these guys here, trying to unlap himself, not in the fair dinkum department or the AK racing department. Falzon trying to get the suck here. Full defense mode from the Pinecone. He is facing an absolute firestorm at the moment, his Pinecone from above. The lightning will strike him and his pollen will explode everywhere, just like he does sometimes Saturday nights in the Pinecone. And I'll tell you what, these guys are having a dead set cracking battle. Trump's trying to get in on it, trying to get around the outside. He's having a good spectator view. Oh, he just sails around the outside. There's the Trumpster. Before Make America Great Again, I'll tell you what, he needs to get out of this battle because he's going to be the absolute thorn in the bushes here for the both of them. Falzon's still trying to have a crack, trying to get out of it. Oh, Ezra, get the hell out of the way, champ. Absolutely get what you deserve there, pal. That is it. All over Red Rover. Thank goodness for Falzon's sake. He didn't get taken out there. That was only about half an inch between them by the time. But now, We've got 1 minute 17 left to go. Falzon versus Pinecone, still on here, but I'll tell you what, McEwen is right on the back here of Lachlan Grant. Look out. This is a positional change here. P2 and 3 battle for the final lap of the race at the moment. Wowee, this could be dead set, and McEwen has just sailed around the outside. That's his incredible stuff. That is powerboat versus a bloody cargo liner style, and just definitely said, I'll take P2 off you, Grant. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Now back to... Whoa!
Oh, jeez.
Just giving Matthias Falzon something to think about there in the door handle department, giving him the absolutely fuck you, buddy, around their final turn. And look at that. Matthias Falzon seeing the red mist descend down over the helmet now. He'd be going, oh, I'll tell you what, Mr. Pinecone, I'm going to bloody drop kick you out the back door if I get a chance. And he's made that gap back up, but it's still at about 5/10, ladies and gentlemen. So trust me when I say the sweat will be pouring from the Greek god's helmet and gloves at the moment. He's only got one more lap to do this, depending on where Nick Mello is. He's about to cross the... No, he's not. He's going to cross the finish line after the second. So we're going to give him some love. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Mello, 2 out of 3 wins tonight here in the Wednesday Cup. Takes first blood here for round 1 at Barbagallo. Nick Mello, your champion here in race 3, and for overall, Alex McEwen coming in second position. Lachlan Grant third. Cracking race from him. Luke Newing as well, getting himself into the big points for race 3. Clayton Pine in 5th. Some great defending there from Matthias Falzon as well. James Bullock, tell you what, this guy's just coming strength to strength. Every race, every season. We've seen him debut a couple of seasons ago, and he's just absolutely charging up the field. Great work there, James Bullock. Hats off to you. Brendan Schmerl in the top 10. I'll tell you what, that's I'll give him driver of the day. What do we reckon about that?
For Mr. Schmerl, I cannot disagree with that at all.
Let's give it to him. There we go.
Let's give it to him. Thank you very much. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And if we can give Champ Street to bloody Donald Trump, I'll tell you what, that's well-deserved as well, because by jingos, that was some outstanding driving between all the guys until Trumpster got involved there. Brian's cousin, Matt Munro, finished in 9th. Brian's cousin in 10th. The underground Mabel 11th. The corporal in 12th. Fucking Andrew Ferguson in 13th, for Christ's sake. Clayton Waters in 14th. Atai 15th. Whose bus? Your bus? My bus? I don't know whose bus it is in 16th place there.
The Venga bus.
The finger bus.
The Venga bus.
The Venga bus is coming and everybody's jumping. Hooly Dooley in 17th. The funeral director in 18th. Raining Dix in 19th. The author in 20th. Indian Sensation in 21st. The Haircut 22nd. Sandra's Love Child the 2nd in 3rd. Mr. Old in 24th. Herbal and Mr. Bench Press and Testosterone Injector, Fabian Fitness, is in 26th.
Oh, he made it into
the rest of the grid. He made it in finally, but albeit from the pub and probably about 8 pints down. Not the best way to go about your racing as the start. I'll give you the hot tip. You can start with one drink in you, ladies and gentlemen, and then you just keep sipping across, and that's all it needs. But I'll tell you what, speaking of starting at something, this guy, straight into Champ Street, Ezra, not good enough, me old son. We'll see you next week. Worst on ground for the last race.
Got that. Tell you what, shout out to Trav Young. Shout out to all the debutants tonight. They were absolutely unbelievable in their tenacity. And I'm sure they're up against it now. They go, holy fuck, these guys are quick. Yes, they are. These guys are all seasoned professionals here in the league. So a little bit more practice is required to get up into the top 10, and a new appreciation of how much these guys sort of commit to the series. So good to have all the debutants on board. It's the baptism of fire here in the Aussie race cars here. It's season 14, ladies and gentlemen, of the Wednesday Cup. Here's Carl Mibus as well. He had a cracking couple of races in this first round, so looking forward to calling these guys' names in the future, Zach.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. And it's great to see debutants coming into every single season of Wednesday Cup. And it's a credit to the guys that we've seen. Just Matthias Falzon's one of them, who's up there at the front now. Carter Kumar also there, debutant from a season or two ago. for the guys who just started tonight. Wowee, very impressive from all of yous, and keep at it because you'll just get quicker and quicker and quicker as the weekends go on Wednesdays that you drive in these cars. And it's all a credit because you want to be quick, you got to race with the quick guys, and that's the quickest way to get yourself up the pace, and that's what they're doing. It's a sensational event that we see every single time here at Wednesday Cup. It's fantastic to see. And I'm just enjoying every single moment of it, Chris Munro. What a great, great night we've just seen here. And I'll tell you what, the next track is an absolute barnstormer, ladies and gentlemen, for next Wednesday, Christopher. Sensational calendar, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, everything's sensational. What do we got next week? I'm trying to think. It's
We've got Nutsort next week.
Yeah, we're off to the land of IKEA and blonde Aryan race masseuse type people.
Ooh, okay.
Sweden. We're going to Knutstorp. It's a lesser known circuit, but I tell you what, if you do know it, you know what we're in for. It's got it's like a roller coaster. You're up and down, a lot of undulation, and it's going to be certainly a spectacle to observe. For all the viewers at home, thank you everyone for tuning in. We've got Lindsay Muddle getting involved in the chat. Late, good race, he says. Fabian Fitness, 6 points. 6 pints. Jesus Christ. On a Wednesday
Rookie
night.
numbers, mate.
Half your
Rookie
luck.
numbers.
No, I'm
Those numbers
jealous.
up.
I wish I had 6 pints. I have had 3/4 of a bottle of red cordial, if BZ is still around. Fabian Fitness says, is there a drop round? There has not been one organised for this season, unfortunately. But a man of your calibre can make up the difference. Don't worry about that. One of Lindsay's mates is Swedish. Oh, I wish I had Swedish mates. They seem to be a nice bunch of people.
I think it's one of the happiest countries in the world.
Yeah.
By mental health. So what a place to be, and I think I'll move over there very, very soon. I'll give you the hot tip.
Yep.
But what a cracking round. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I said it's a bit cold over there.
Oh, look,
They're up in the Arctic Circle.
That's all right. With cold weather comes more red cordial and some Coca-Cola flavoured cordial itself there, Christopher, if you know what I'm talking about.
It can't be worse than Melbourne.
Can't be worse than Melbourne, holy mackerel. Although we had 33 degrees here today, beautiful, but back down to reality tomorrow, 18 degrees. Just classic Melbourne weather. But nonetheless, doesn't matter about the weather on sim racing land. It's always sunny. It's always hot. It's always fierce, fast and furious at AK Racing. And I'll tell you what, we've seen some fantastic racing tonight. Here at the Wednesday Cup, the commentary has been absolutely sensational. Don't you ever worry about that, albeit both of us half dying. And we will see you guys next time at the Wednesday Cup on Wednesday next week, if you hadn't figured that out already, for round 2 of the Wednesday Cup. Wowee, it's all happening, repeating ourselves left, right and centre at Knutstorp in Sweden. We will be there. So will you guys. Thank you, all of our viewers, for tuning in. Thank you to all the racers tonight for turning up. 33 cars on a Wednesday night in a non-public lobby. Where else do you find it? You don't find it anywhere else other than AK Racing. Join the Discord. Get amongst us here at Sensational TV. Like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a donation, please, and thank you if you can. We're both in massive amounts of credit card debt at the moment due to hardware upgrades, and any sort of money back to pay off the interest at 21% these days will help. So appreciate anything like that. But I've been Zach O'Reilly. You have not been Zach O'Reilly out there. Christopher Munro puts the magnificent in the M for Munro, and it's been a cracking round to call with you, Chris. We are excited to be here. And I am going to sign off, but Christopher, you can do the honours.
Let's do it. It's been a of all the calls we've done, this has been the most recent. So thank you all for joining us. For joining us on this journey. Thank you to all the commenters. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to all the subscribers. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for another sensational broadcast. Signing off.
Keep it flat out.